Hi everybody, I'm Tara from Crooked Row, and today we are going to go out and I want to start a pruning video for the blackberries. It kind of is the same for the raspberries as well, but we have a bush. I already started pruning last week. I actually can't prune today because we're supposed to get rain for the next 3 days. We've just been deluged with rain, and so we are going to head out to the blackberry patch or the blackberry row, and I'm going to show you what a floricane and a primocane looks like, and in theory we will cut them. So let's get headed out to the garden. So here we are at the blackberry bush, and this one is actually quite out of control. I mean, you can't even see the tippy top of this. And so I'm going to show you, there's 3 different types of canes that you have. You have a primocane, which means it is first year growth. And so that's going to come out. It is going to have growth all the way to the tip. So this is a brand new one right here. This is a lateral branch on this particular kind. But if you look, there's buds all the way out to the tip. Whereas second year canes, you can see that these are all dead, okay? Because look at the growth down here on the same branch. You'll see the green coming through on this branch. So you have all this is dead and all this is new growth. That shows you that this is a second year cane or second year branch. And so the primocanes are the first year. That means that all the way to the tip, like this one, is going to be green, and second year canes mean a portion of the cane will be dead and a portion will be sprouting and green like this. The third type of cane that you also have is a dead cane. So that means that it has gone through its first year and second year cycle, and then it dies back, like this one right here. If you look all the way down, this one and actually this one, they're intertwined. All the way down, it is dead. So those need to be removed. We also have some damage in here that I need to remove. So if I was going to prune these today, and again, remember, I don't prune when we have at least a 5-day forecast of any kind of rain. I mean, why get a fungal issue or any kind of disease or damage? But I just want to go through a couple of these and show you where I would prune so that you know where to prune, because I had to learn this as well. It's not super easy, but once you know these rules, it becomes a lot easier. So again, this is a second year cane. This is its second year. So it has up the stem, there's green, and then right here you can see last year's growth. So what happens is, on a primocane like this one that is growing all the way through, a portion of this will produce berries this year, and then next year it will produce berries on that latter half. And so we snip off the dead portion. So back to this one. If I was going to prune today, if it wasn't going to rain, I would clip right here above this new growth right here. I would clip it at an angle, and put this in our fire pit. Here's another one where you have all this previous year's growth that has happened, and there's actually a little damage right here. So I might snip down a little bit lower, like maybe to right here, to go ahead and get all of that out. This is a tiny kind of growth. It has just like a couple inches of growth there. On this one's a little bit longer. You can see all the way up to here. You'd probably clip like right here to get that last year's growth off. And of course, these dead branches, I would snip all the way to the ground. And so I just want to show, and let me go around to the front of this bush. So this right here I believe one of our animals has come through, and they don't really eat these, but they do like walk through them. And this branch is now extremely injured. So I will cut this out. I might end up cutting this whole thing out if I have to. But after I cut this, then I'll see. Or you can cut out small things like this. That is just a tiny little one. You like the canes to be, you know, a good thickness. You want them kind of hardy. And that way the big, thicker ones can have all the energy. And it's not wasted on these tiny little branches down here. So this was pruned last week when we had some dry weather. And I wanted to show you what the pruned bushes look like as opposed to the ones that need pruned. But even still, like I'm still seeing, we could probably get rid of this one. There's even some damage down at the bottom, or I might wait until it fruits and then cut it. But you should have like anywhere from, I've heard people say up to 10 of these canes coming out. I think like 4 to 6 really good canes, because then remember you have to do something with all that when it really fluffs up with all of its produce. And so the same thing kind of goes for your raspberries too. If you look, this was last year's growth. This is all sprouting out. And so I would, if it wasn't going to rain, I'd clip it right there. This was a second year cane. If it wasn't going to rain, I'd clip right there. If you look down here, you see new canes popping up. This is a new raspberry plant for us. And so you kind of have to maintain. Actually, look right here. There's more popping up. You kind of have to control raspberries because they will take over. But those new canes will be popping out, and they'll produce on the ends this year, and then next year they'll look just like these, and we'll cut those used portions off and then get another fruiting right here. So that's the difference. So at the end of the video, I'm going to download a document that my cousin from Missouri sent me. She's a lot more organized than I am. So she organized essentially how she does it. And she has tremendous yields. I mean, she gets, I don't think she has as many berry brambles as we do. And she gets a huge amount. I mean, probably close to what would rival what we get. She's very good at growing berries. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that document at the end so that you can see that. Kind of helps keep you straight, because for years I would watch videos and get so confused on how do you tell what is, and then they talk about like all these words like tip pruning and all of these things. But even that's super easy, because some of your brambles are going to grow lateral branches. So they'll have the big one that comes up, and then they'll have branches that grow out laterally. And so we kind of bend those over onto the wire. And then those lateral branches at the beginning of every season should only be about 12 to 18 inches tall. So we cut those down. You could technically leave them on. It's going to get so out of control and so long that they'll end up being too heavy, and they'll bow down to the ground, and wherever they're at, they'll start to root. I've already had this happen. They'll not only ruin your rows, but they actually let me show you a wild patch that we have that has gone berserk, and I will show you how out of control these get. Let's head over to Cream's pen. This mountain here are all wild berry brambles. Now, the interesting thing about wild berry brambles is they have to bend down and grow out other forms of it. But if you, I don't even know if you can see all of this in one shot. It has become so out of control. I mean, we're not even exactly sure how to get it all down. I mean, we just ignored it when it started growing, and it is literally like a mountain. And you can only get the outside berries anyway, because these are so prickly, who could go inside of here? There's just no way. So it behooves us to keep our berries in control, because they can become quite a mess like this. So there you have it. That's how you prune your berries. I know that there are some raspberries that only have like one summer, they're called summer bearing, and you can just shave those right to the ground every year. But the type of blackberries that I have are everbearing, and so they have a 2-year process that they go through. Our cow cream is talking to us. They have a 2-year process that they go through in order to give you berries twice. So usually we get berries in like July, and we get another in like late August and September. We get another flush of berries. It's nice. I love that. Some people are okay with just shaving everything to the ground and only getting one harvest. I think that's a complete waste. So I think that it really does behoove you. Also, we did like 2 years where we had been told, this was years ago now, we went through like 2 years where we did not prune those at all. And I can tell you that pruning literally makes all the difference in the world. Like, our berries are bigger, we have more, I mean, and that whole thought process that like nature doesn't prune, that can't be in regards to this. Like, cultivated things need cultivated. And so the thornless berries and all of that, I mean, you saw the wild berry. This farm is full of wild berries here. And so they take care of themselves. But even after they're done, you have to get rid of their canes, or you get that monstrosity that we have in our cow's pen. So there is a bit of taking care to everything. We were made to take care of the earth and all these plants. So I just wanted you to be sure, and I hope this was clear for you. If this was not clear, please leave comments below, or let me know a different style of pruning that you have. I'm always interested in hearing how people are doing what they're doing in their gardens, and I like to share what we're doing and what works for us. Sometimes in different zones in different parts of the country will work better than others. So it all depends, and it's nice to share and try projects and things, and then I like to report back to you to let you know how our projects and experiments go. So this definitely is the best way to prune. And again, stay tuned. Right after I'm done talking, we'll go ahead and we'll put that file in so that you can see the perfect organization skills of my cousin Michelle and how to keep us straight with our pruning. So remember, if we can prune our berries, anybody can. Thanks. Bye.